So how do you manage the chaos of travel all the time while running the businesses, relationships? How do you manage all that?
I mean, relationships specifically, when you're in a relationship, you need to understand that priorities change. Sometimes business is the priority. Sometimes your girl is the priority. I've had to sit down and tell my girl, hey, right now I have to focus on work. I need to go make money. This lifestyle that you want requires sacrifice. I have to go do. Right now, you are not the priority. The priority is the business. Sometimes the business needs to stop so that I can go take care of my health. My health becomes the priority. My body's in check, but I'm feeling a little bit anxious. The priority becomes fixing my mindset. So it's about creating a life of stability and a life of always understanding that things change. Yes, your spouse is important. Yes, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to sacrifice time with your family, time with your kids, time with your wife, if you want to, in order to continue to grow. It's not required, but you can't have everything. So I sat down. The seasons, bro. I sat down with my girl and I said, hey, if we grind this out for a couple years, then we don't have to semi-grind for 40 years. I just want to go all in and then enjoy the rest of my life. So for the next couple years, my priority is going to be self-development. My priority is going to be making money. My priority is going to be providing. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to level up. You're going to enjoy life. And you get to do the things that you like. And we'll do them together. Relationships work when you have a common purpose. Most people don't have a common purpose. Unfortunately, we live in a society that has been so fucked by the government and so fucked by the banks that most people live a slavish life. And what do I mean by this? Most couples wake up 7, 8 in the morning, they get dressed, they go two completely different directions to do two completely different things for most of the day. They get tired emotionally, tired physically, tired mentally. They get a paycheck to come and provide, but then they come back home, they're tired. The wife has to cook. She still has to look good for the man. She still has to take care of the kids. It's a lot, dude. Right. The husband has to pay the bills. He has to chill out. He has to listen to his wife's emotional situation and deal with those things. So there's a very heavy dynamic that doesn't create, once again, space for the relationship to thrive because there's no common purpose. If you have the ability for your wife to stay at home, for your wife to take care of the family, do that. If she wants to work, so be it. She can work. But the truth is, your wife or your spouse or your partner, the only way that you're going to grow and get to know this person is if you have a common purpose and if you spend time together.
Yeah.
If you're away from each other 80% of the day, it's very hard. And I think that in relationships, it's about expectations. So if you go into a relationship expecting that this person owes you 24 hours a day, owes you a text message response within 60 minutes, then the expectation already creates stress. It already creates a relationship where things are too demanding. Before being with somebody, I have to be with myself. I'm an individual. Yeah. So I have missions to accomplish. You have things that you have to accomplish that ultimately will impact your family, that will impact the people that you support. So the expectation when I converse with my spouse, when I converse with different people that either are married or engaged or have a girlfriend, and you're talking to your partner, I was talking to my partner and I said, like, in a very simple way, right now, you can't be my priority. It's not that I don't want you to be my priority. I wish. Yeah. I just can't. And if you understand that, then when the situation arises where you feel like you're not the priority, remember that we had this agreement.
Yes, exactly.
So are you okay with this? If not, I'll go work the 9 to 5, but just know that I will be unhappy. Like, you can be happy. I'll be home. We'll watch Hulu. We'll watch Netflix. We'll hang out. We'll cuddle. But it'll be in that 1-bedroom apartment and it'll be a shitty life.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you want, like, that's cool for me. I just don't want that, but I'll do it for you. Or you trust me.
Dude, you're so much by design. I love it. It's like you spend so much time thinking about systems. Is that the majority of what you spend your time doing?
I love to create space to observe and to evaluate what the best possible decisions one can make. It's not about
And they just
making a
come
ton
to
of,
you.
they come to you through, they would come to more people more obviously if they just stopped. People don't stop. People are always on autopilot. People react. Instead of being proactive, they're reactive. I want to control every situation and every environment and predict things that are going to happen so that when things happen, it's like taking an umbrella out. Are you smart because you have an umbrella? No, you just said, hey, there's a chance that it's going to rain. Hey, there's a chance I'm going to need money, so I'm going to go make it.
Mhm.
Is it hard? Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Mhm.
You just have to do it.
Mhm.
So the objective isn't to be always thinking, isn't to always be doing. It's about creating space for what is necessary. Sometimes you need to create space to work out. Sometimes you need to create space to think. Sometimes you need, it's about a life of balance. Everything is by design. Everything is by intention. Whatever you read, whatever you eat, whatever you listen to, who you associate with, what you work on, what's your purpose, how you talk to yourself. Everything is an ingredient that culminates in who you are as a person. And all of it is in your control. That's why, I love talking about business. I also like talking about, what matters to me, which is how can somebody develop into the best version of them?
Mhm.
We carry a lot of baggage. We carry a lot of damage. We carry a lot of trauma. And unless we address these things that torment our mind, we're never going to be free from them. You can run from things, but you can't hide from them.
Did you ever do therapy?
I've never done therapy.
Yeah.
I've done mushrooms.
Alternatives. Yeah.
And the psychedelic mushrooms have changed my life. When I first took mushrooms, I weighed almost 200 pounds.
Mhm.
Had a spiritual journey with psilocybin for many months, and it definitely changed the way that I think about the world.
What's the biggest difference between then and now? I'm sure there's a lot. Core of it. What was the shift?
That I create my reality.
And before, what was it?
That I was a byproduct of other people's decisions, and that I was living at the mercy of other people. And then it hit me, and I was like, the reason I'm unhealthy is because I chose to eat the wrong food. The reason I don't have money is because I didn't go out and do the things that people that have money do. Everything was about self-reflection and self-accountability. And what it did, because this is what psilocybin does, is it creates new neural pathways in the brain, which means new ways for information to be processed.
Mhm.
It just changed my mindset. And I began to think that I can do things. It's possible. It's probable. I just have to follow the right formula. If you want a specific outcome, you just follow a set of ingredients and a set of instructions. And ultimately, it might not be perfect, but you might get a similar result.
And so, but for you, dude, it's interesting because you say it so, poetically, but a lot of people, entrepreneurs in general, is like that a lot of them struggle with the how, right? How to execute. For you, where does your discernment come from? Because I would say you're pretty sharp. Like even just being with you a couple of days, where does that mental acuity come from? Because I'm sure you'd admit you're pretty sharp compared to most in certain areas. You're very like on point. I'm sure in other areas, we all have strengths and weaknesses. But for you, where does that mental acuity come from? Where does that edge come from? Where's that hunger come from?
Having a student's mind, always understanding that there's a high likelihood that I'm wrong. I laugh at myself a lot for being wrong all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had to humble myself and accept the fact that my life being shit was because my mindset and the information that I had were garbage.
Mm.
And most people want to solve the problems in their life with the same information that gave them the problems. So it's practical. Feed yourself different thoughts. Put yourself in different rooms. Read different books. Listen to different music. You have to feed yourself different things. Hunger, right? Do you hunger for things? Or people have cravings?
Mhm.
If you never started eating candy, you would never crave for it.
Mhm.
You only crave for something that you've been able to build a habit, or that you've been able to indulge in, or that you've been able to build some sort of pattern around.
Yeah, neural reference. Yeah.
People go to the gym for years on end. They don't go to the gym for 4 days. They freak out.
Mhm.
right? It looks like they're insane. They need to go to the gym. They need to de-stress. They need to work out because they've created those positive patterns. We are creatures of patterns. We are creatures that are very much oriented by our emotions, and we're guided by the things that we want to do. And we try to shun away from the things that we don't want to do. So what we need to do is just change the things that we enjoy. And you change those things by exposing yourself to positive environments, by exposing yourself to quality food, to people that are positive. If you're hanging out around negative crowds, how do you expect to have a good mindset? It can't happen because you haven't created the necessary groundwork for the seed to flourish.
So you curate as much of every environment as humanly possible.
The how is very simple. Choose what information you're feeding to yourself. Information isn't just through the ears, and it's not just reading. Information can be the people that you hang out with, the food that you eat, the thoughts that you have. All of these things is information that is dictating how you operate. And if you don't control these things and put them towards positivity, aka your ability to have an edge towards a better life as opposed to an edge towards a worse life, that's all it is. It's positioning, it's framing, and it's understanding that what you have to do in life is ride the wave of success.
Ride the wave, don't fight the current. Yeah.
Yes, you ride the wave, but you can only catch it if you position yourself the correct way, and you position yourself through intent.
By being prepared.
Yeah.